let's talk about the updates. Let's talk about what they mean. Binance CEO calls Terra's team decision stupid in a new blog post. Pretty crazy stuff overall. But really, really important news. Binance CEO has been publicly against the Terra Luna hard fork. I know a lot of you guys have different opinions. If you want more news on this, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more. But Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao has continued to share his views on the recent crash, and he has been very vocal about being against, and I repeat, against the hard fork. He's saying it's not going to solve anything. And the Binance CEO, we all know he is very wise. In a recently published blog post, CZ noted that his focus was to protect affected users on his platform, while highlighting that all proposed solutions to get Terra working again to come with their flaws. Binance CZ highlights the lessons. Speaking on the lessons he learned from the epic crash of Terra, CZ wrote that the first design flaw of Luna was the system could mint a limitless number of new tokens. And he said this was a huge issue. Why is a token inflammatory? And his token is actually deflammatory, the BNB token. Just a shout out on that. In his view, printing money does not create value. It just dilutes existing holders. And so he's basically saying no to printing. He continued that while Anchor's 20% fixed incentive was used to push for growth, the Luna team failed to generate income to sustain it. They could not get back as much. To offer 20%. And if people put in 15 million, guess what? Per year, they had to pay 20 million per 20% of that. CZ also pointed that the Terra team did have a growing ecosystem with use cases. However, the rate at which the ecosystem grew was not matched with the incentives used to attract investors. They did have good intentions in mind. The Terra team did have good intentions, but they could not grow it fast enough, especially during the bear markets where everything is building slowly. They cannot offer 20% like that. He described this kind of growth as hollow and advised investors to don't chase high percentage per year. Look at fundamentals and failed attempt to also restore the USD peg. According to Binance CEO, the Terra team acted late in attempt to restore the USD peg, and that is something I could potentially agree with the Binance CEO. I mean, a lot of people were really, really hopeful on what happens next. A lot of people were saying, this is going to be fixed. The crash might have averted if the team had used their Bitcoin reserve while the DPEG was at 5%. They waited till around 80 billion was wiped off the market before trying to restore parity with 3 billion. A decision he called stupid, and he said it's too late. It's too late to it's kind of like he said, and I'm guessing, I totally understand the Binance CEO. They waited too long. The DPEG was at 5%. The Val coins were already crashed by 99%, or 80 billion. 80 billion. 80 billion is a very large amount. It's not a small one. They tried to use the 3 billion to do the rescue. This didn't work. And of course, it wouldn't work. But obviously, what else could they have done? And they lost 3 billion that way to the market. It didn't look like a scam. It was just, sorry for lack of more polite words, stupid. Lesson 2, always be operationally extremely responsive. And the Binance CEO is giving some advice to this, but 80 billion is enough to crash the whole crypto market, and it's kind of crazy. It did crash the crypto market overall, and this is really, really, really crazy. All I can say. And in this case, it didn't look like a scam. In his view, the Terra team's lack of open communication, which they said, we're going to fix things, we're going to fix this, give us more time, or with the community, and eroded the trust investors had in him. And instead of waiting, the price kept crashing, and they couldn't save it. It was too late. The ship was already sinking for Terra. I mean, the Terra team has the best intentions in mind for holders. However, we are seeing that some things they did could have been done better to prevent this crash. But obviously, this crash goes down in crypto history, and it's gonna lead to a lot of butterfly effects. It's gonna lead to a lot of butterfly effects. Mixed feelings about the revival plans provided by the Terra team. Terra's crash sent shockwaves through the crypto industry, and it's gonna send shockwaves for years to come. This is gonna This is going to speed a few things up. Maybe it's going to speed the bear market. Nobody knows. Maybe it's going to speed up regulation. It can be seen as an early depeg of USDT alongside the fact that the value of Bitcoin crashed by as much as 20%. Regardless of all this, the crypto industry remained resilient, and the regulators said to have more attention should be paid to algorithmic stablecoins going forward to avoid a recurrence of this in the future. So pretty crazy news, but more attention are saying regulators. Terra is saying, we tried to fix things, but it didn't work. And more attention should be paid to algorithmic stablecoins going forward. So what do you guys think about the whole situation? Binance CEO gave his own thoughts on this, which is pretty huge. I mean, we don't have Binance CEO making blog posts and taking their time to actually write about blog posts that much, because he's very busy. And he has mixed feelings about the revival plans provided by the Terra team as well, but perhaps this is for another video, or maybe you can find the video on my channel. Terra sent definitely some shockwaves for years to come. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Terra just crashed crypto for many years? Do you think you're going to be holding your Terra? What do you think about the revival plans? Let me know down in the comments below about that as well. And I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Let me know about the revival plans and all. And until next time, peace everyone.